All right, Spring School Board, you are streaming live right now onto YouTube.
Julie,
Yes.
would you send Barbara the invitation again, please?
Yep, no problem. I have it up.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Tim.
Like the bridge behind you, dude.
I'm new to Zoom.
Zoom away.
There we go. Mute it up.
Oh, hi there, everybody.
Okay,
Hey, Barbara.
Barbara, this is Matt from LTV. How are you?
Oh, hey, Matt. Good, thanks.
Excellent. Whenever you want, you can start because I've already live streamed onto YouTube. So you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Well, in that case, I will start right now and say thank you for joining us this evening. We were just in an executive session where we were reviewing individual contracts. Let me get back to the agenda there. The new way of doing this. Now I'm going back and forth in between two things. So, okay, at this time, Julie, if you would do roll call, please.
Sure. Barbara Dayton.
Here.
Dave Conlon.
Here.
Tim Frazier.
Here.
Pat Brabant. Pat Brabant.
That's, there he is.
I do see Pat. I do see Pat live. Okay, and Amy Rivera. Is that Amy? Okay, I can check back in on that.
Okay, great, thank you. So I'm going to ask we'll be saying the Pledge of Allegiance, but bearing in mind that today is December 7th, I believe it's the 79th anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So after the Pledge of Allegiance, if we could take a moment of silence, please, to remember those in that day. So if we could all rise at this time for the Pledge of Allegiance. John, if you have a flag, that would be great. Oh, there it is. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dude, I need a cube. It's not charging. I'm not charging to my computer.
Thank you very much. Sorry. At this time, we're going to start our meeting off with Owen McCormick, who's the Student Council Advisor, and I believe we have someone here from the Student Council. It's always nice to hear from you guys. So we're definitely looking forward to hear how things are going.
Excuse me, school
Thank
board.
you, Barbara.
Excuse me,
Can you hear
school
me?
board. School
Sorry,
board?
Matt?
Yeah. Can I just intertwine for 5 seconds? I want to make it publicly known that the phone lines are open. Just give me 5 seconds, please. School board, this is Matt. Can you hear me? Nope.
Yes?
School board, Matt. This is Matt. Can you hear me? School board? Okay, school board. Okay, school board. Can you hear me? This is Matt.
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We're on the phone line then. We're good to go. Continue with the meeting, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. This is Owen speaking. Hi, everyone. So with me, I have Lila Metz and Colleen McKee. We together are part of the student council. We are currently, we've dealt with many challenges so far and have made adjustments, and think that we've figured out a way to have a good year with student council. We've made a Google Classroom where we've been able to communicate through, and it's different because the kids are in different cohorts. So I have kids on different days that I meet with, and we have our unified meeting on Wednesdays as a Google Meet. So they are new to Zoom as well. So we are currently, I'm going to let them talk to you a little bit about our activities, but I'm really pleased with them so far this year. There's not a lot going on for them as far as activities and throughout the school. So I think that this is a really great way for them to still be involved in the school. So I'm really happy with them. I'm happy with their commitment and what they're doing right now as far as paying it forward to the rest of the community and their fellow students. So a lot of turnout this year, more than we've ever had, or that I've ever had, about 18 kids. It's hard to wrangle them all together at once, but we're working on that better. So I'm going to let them talk to you a little bit about, we're three things we've been really working on is the peer reading that we're going to implement with the K through 2 students, where a student from 7th or 8th or the student council will go down into the commons room and read a holiday book at this point to a student of their teacher's choice, of the K through 2 teachers decided. And the other thing we're having is Spirit Week, which is next week. Will be the kids will all participate by hopefully bringing in a toy for Toys for Tots, and we'll donate the toy to the local Kiwanis Club. And they will participate. They want to we're going to wear holiday, we're calling it festive gear on Monday and Tuesday. And it will be the same for each cohort. And then Thursday and Friday, of course, our favorite is Pajama Day. So the kids are excited about it. And the last thing that we've been really taking a lot of time with is the pledge, and committing to every morning and getting different kids to try to say the pledge to the school and give out announcements as Spirit Meet used to do. And it's a work in progress. And I think the kids have really taken it on. They're doing a great job. So I'll let you talk, Lila, or if you'd like to ask Lila or Colleen any questions. Brian Chuya was supposed to be here as well. He's emailing me at the moment, telling me he can't get on. So Brian, if you're out there, keep trying. So Colleen, do you want to, or Lila, either one of you want to start? Just if anyone wants to ask them questions, that's okay too. Girls, thanks for coming.
I have a question.
Girls, thank you for, oops, who's got a question? Tim?
Yeah, I have a question. I'd like maybe to share with the board how different this is for you now compared to in the past. I mean, what are some of the things that you've done to really compensate for the fact that you're doing this remotely mostly?
Lila, are you there? Do you want to answer that, or would you like me to help? This is different in itself right here.
Yeah.
Teaching, I can't see their faces.
So far, online learning's been like really helpful, especially with all the Google Meets that we've been doing. I've been able to connect with my teachers, and my teachers have been able to help me through a lot of questions that I've had so far. And overall, I think that in school is fun too, because we've been doing a lot more, especially in my one class, ELA, I've been able to do this Lego project. That's been really fun. And so overall, I just think that what we're doing so far is really helpful and overall really nice.
Great.
Nice job.
That's really nice to hear. And I was happy to hear that there's still sort of a morning announcements program, because it hadn't occurred to me until when you just started talking about that, that was a part of every school day. And the fact that that's being able to continue that with announcements, I think that's really great that you're able to do that. So do you girls feel like you're keeping a sense of community with the rest of your middle schoolers? Is that possible at this time?
A little bit, yeah. I see some of my friends in my class, but not really as like last year when there's no COVID. Like I was able to just see all my friends, just see them in the halls, but now I like barely see anybody because I'm just in my classroom all day.
Yeah, I think it's really nice because I've been able to connect with Colleen and a lot other people more than I was able to last year because we weren't in as many classes. So I think I'm able to connect with a lot of different people, but I still miss seeing a lot of my other friends too.
Ryan, why don't you talk a little bit about announcements in the morning? How's that going for you?
Wait, first, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
All right, thank you. Announcements are something people find scary, but after a while, you actually start to get more used to it. Like you just say the pledge, you say good morning to the students just to get their day, just to get them motivated for the day. Like, and then we always say announcements just to let people know what's going on. Like if a book fair is still going on, or like what day is it of the week, or if there's like a special thing going on. Let's do that. And mostly a lot of kids are really shy about that. And I can understand. I was shy my first time. Like some people just got to take chances, try something new.
Attaboy.
Love it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all for speaking.
Yes, thank you very much. And, being on the board, I remember the first times being involved in a meeting, it is, slightly nerve-wracking talking to a lot of people and, making a number of announcements. And then when we first started doing live on LTV, I got very nervous about that because suddenly not only the people in the room, but the people who you can't see, they're looking at you too. But eventually you kind of forget about it and get used to it. So that's great that you guys are, people are stepping up and being able to enjoy doing that. So congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you for having us tonight. And just a reminder that we are going to have the Spirit Week next week. Our Monday and Tuesday will be festive gear, Thursday, Friday, pajama day. And if everyone could remind their children or their students to bring a toy to participate. It's not essential, but it's a really nice way of spreading community and holiday joy throughout the community. So we really appreciate you having us tonight.
Oh, and thanks very much for being here. And student council members, thank you very much for being here too. We really appreciate
Thank you, everyone.
Pleasure's mine.
Thanks, Brian.
So polite.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm trying.
So the next portion of our evening we have some recognitions here for gains and a loss who we have. So Deb, do you want to go over our guests?
Yes, Barbara. I'm going to let my colleagues help me with these, but first off, Officer Kim has announced her retirement officially December 15th. And we're sorry we can't do this in person. And we're sorry we didn't get a chance to celebrate her at the end of last year because she did receive the Scope Award. But Officer Kim has been a fixture at Spring School for a very long time. And we wish her well in retirement. And we're going to miss seeing her around, but I'm sure she'll be in the community very often. Then we have some recommendations for tenure tonight. All of these individuals are teachers and our teacher assistants. We want to say a little bit about each one of them. So I'm going to ask Christine just to add her comments about Officer Kim, and then we'll get into the tenure recommendations, which I have highly recommend the following individuals tonight. Christine? Christine with us?
If we're waiting for Christine, I'd just like to take a moment and say thank you to Officer Kim and how much we'll miss having you around. You've been such an asset to our school. All the kids love you. It's been, it'll be very different without you there. You've been such an advocate and a presence at our school. So thank you very much for everything you've done for us, and we will miss you.
Thank you very much.
Can you see me?
Yeah, there she is.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. My camera was not cooperating. Good evening, everybody. Nice to see everyone. So I have the honor of saying a few words about our friend, Officer Kim. Officer Notel, affectionately known as Officer Kim, has had an incredible impact on countless children of the Springs community. She has served 31 years on the East Hampton Town Police Department and 25 years as our beloved DARE officer to Springs School. She and the East Hampton Police Department are true community partners to us. Officer Kim has helped educate thousands of students on the dangers of substance abuse, violence, cyberbullying, and other negative behaviors. A role model for all, Officer Kim has empowered our students to be upstanding community members and healthy individuals. A graduate of Spring School herself, Officer Kim's work goes beyond that of her DARE responsibilities. Whether she is working with families, finding resources, sitting in a dunk tank at our PTA barbecue, or making delicious kielbasa for the World's Fair, Officer Kim is always around and part of our Spring School family. We will miss her so much in retirement, and we just want to let her know that we are always looking for substitutes. So if she gets bored, she knows where to find us. But all joking aside, Kim, we thank you. The board thanks you, the administrators, the students, the staff, we all thank you. You are an integral part of our Spring School community, and thank you for keeping our kids safe and for being the heart of our community. We love you and we wish you all the best in your retirement.
Thank you very much. It was very nice of you to say all those things about me. What about bus drivers? Do you need bus drivers?
Yes, we do.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Skip, all your years there. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kim, for all your service and everything you've given to the Spring School. We really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay,
David.
well, not that
Kim,
long.
everybody wanted to talk about the students, but I'd like to say it's also the staff, faculty. They're all really going to miss you. You've been such a big part, and at least I can speak for my family, my girls growing up, and you've been a part of our family. And speaking from someone who is retired also, it's going to be great, but I hope you'll come back and enjoy the community that you've helped create.
Well, thank you very much, Tim.
Sure.
We have your plaque, Officer Kim, the next time you're in the building.
I will be there tomorrow. I got to see Mrs. Cleary.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Officer
Thanks, you
Kim.
got job well done.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
She'll be around.
I'll be around.
So she travels.
Carrie, you want to start on our tenure recommendations? We have
Absolutely.
a psychologist and 2 teacher assistants. And I know Christine would also like to chime in. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So it's with great honor for me to speak about our employees and them receiving tenure tonight. So I will start with Robert Mayer, who is an English as a new language teacher. He has worked with our students K through 8 to help increase their language acquisition and support them in their classroom and academics, as well as social emotional. He's really an advocate for his students and, helps our colleagues understand what needs to be implemented to help our students who are learning English. He's flexible, collaborative with his colleagues to meet his students' needs. And he continues to add to our school and community by being a part of our opera, our school plays. He works in the World's Fair, HARP, and he has also coached baseball and basketball for us. So it's an honor to have him become part of our team tonight. Our next tenure is Caitlin Candelosi, one of our school psychologists, who works very closely with our students and parents and staff, as well as local agencies to support our students, depending on their individual needs. Ms. Candelosi continues to work with our community during this time of COVID and support our parents and teachers. She has also been part of the PTA and PARP. She continues to help our social and emotional advocacy for our students with Second Step, and has brought that program along with others to the school. And she has continued to grow professionally by participating in professional development opportunities as well. Our next tenure teacher is Victoria Firemark. She is a special ed teacher, and she has worked both in our special class for special education and in co-teaching classrooms K through 8. Victoria continues to work with her colleagues and communicate with parents to support our students' needs and advocate for them as well, and continues professionally to take professional development opportunities both in and outside of work. She also has been a part of the PTA, PARP, World's Fair, Family Math Night, and all 3 of our teachers receiving tenure have been mentors as well for our students through our mentor program, and have really been there for our students. Okay, we have 2 teaching assistants up for tenure as well. The first one is Jenna Rocker. She has been a teaching assistant in kindergarten and first, as well as special education. She works with small groups, works with her cooperating teachers, helps anytime we need help, car line, bus, lunch duties, covering everything that may come up with any given day, being flexible. And our next teaching assistant is Alejandra Aguilar. She has also been special education elementary teacher and is now in our ENL department, working with our students and helping translating for parents and community members, our board meetings, parent teacher conferences, phone calls if we receive some and need translation help as well. And she is also steps in when needed for anything that may come up I just wanted to mention that our programs really are enhanced with our teaching assistants and their commitment to our school. So it's very important for us to have them and for them to be a part of our team. And all of our employees that are up for tenure tonight have gone above and beyond, and we're really proud of them to be part of the Spring School District. Ms. Cleary, was there anything that I missed?
No, just that this is a group of extremely hardworking and compassionate individuals. They're all consummate professionals, and we are very, very lucky to have them on staff, and we couldn't be happier for them. So congratulations.
And I know that they are on with us tonight. So Mr. Mayor, Ms. Firemark, Ms. Candelosi, Ms. Aguilar, Ms. Rocker, they are on the board meeting with us. So we're very excited for you to be here tonight. And Barbara, did you want to pull their?
Yes, I most certainly do.
Their agenda, please. Okay.
No, so thank you all for being here and for all that you've done for our school. It's always, we feel very grateful whenever we know we have good teachers who are invested in our school and who really want to stay with us and that we can offer you this. So thank you. Okay, so I will be going through these 5 resolutions individually here, just as they're on the agenda. Let's do them one at a time. So be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Victoria Firemark is granted tenure in the area of special education teacher effective January 3rd, 2021. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yay.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Robert Mayer is granted tenure in the area of English as a new language teacher effective February 14th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of School, sorry, just on the wrong one there. That upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Caitlin Candelosi is granted tenure in the area of school psychologist effective March 29th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Alejandra Aguilar is granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant effective January 24th, 2021. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Jenna Rocker is granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant effective March 17th, 2021. Motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Very happy to make that official.
Such a great group, really great group.
So at this time, we'll go on to some slightly more boring items of business, which is the approval of minutes from previous meetings. So at this time, do I have, sorry, I'm having, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby approves the minutes from the November 2nd, regular meeting, the November 2nd work session, and the November 16th regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now back to something very interesting, which is an update on our capital project, which we love to get updates on. So we have BBS and Park East here. And Derek, there you are.
Hello, good evening. Can everyone see the presentation?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good evening. So tonight's presentation is going to consist of the following topics. Section 1, work progress for September 2020. Section 2, planned work for January 2021. And then a series of construction photos just showing some of the work that has taken place recently. So starting with the work scheduled for December 2020, they're continuing to work on masonry for the new addition. They're about 65% complete. They're installing plywood and roofing on the roof trusses for the front of the building, about 10% complete. Installing HVAC curbs for roofing, 85% complete. Installing roof drains, 75% complete. Installing supply and return piping for the heating units, about 50% complete. Installing fencing and backstops for the dugout, 100% complete with the fencing. Starting the sod installation for the new fields, projected to start this Wednesday. The weather has really affected the sod, unfortunately, has pushed us back several weeks, but we still feel good. If it starts on Wednesday, we project it to be done within about 2 weeks time. One item that is missing from this list is the brick veneer is also projected to start within the next week or two. Work schedule for January 2021. I think they'll be completing the new CMU for the new addition. Continue to work on the brick. Completing the sod for the new fields. Really pushing to get it done in December. If it does run into January, there'll just be some small components of it that do so. Installing a roofing for the new addition. Installing roofing on the flat areas of the new addition as well. Installing HVAC ERV rooftop units. Will supply the heating and cooling for the new addition. Here's some photos. This is the gym addition. To the left, you can see the CMU wall, the doorway into the space. The little bottom left-hand corner is an opening for a fire extinguisher. The right photo, you can see some of the window openings. The red steel up above is the additional steel to support the HVAC units. They're almost done in that area, and we plan to pour the concrete slab in the next couple of weeks in there as well. This is the LGM trusses for the front entry. It's just light gauge metal trusses. This is the area where I spoke about earlier that they're installing the plywood in preparation for the shingle roof. Some interior photos just showing some of the roof drain installations. The photo to the left shows the roof drain piping. It's that black pipe right in the center of the photo. To the right are the physical roof drains in the center upper.
Jarek, did you freeze?
Yeah.
Looks like he froze.
Where did I lose you?
Okay, there he is.
You know it's
Slide 7.
you lost me on?
Slide 7.
Slide 7. All right. I went much further than that. So do it again. Installing the roof drains. The left photo shows you the black piping for the roof drains. The right photo, in the upper section of it, you can see physically the roof drain bodies.
I have the presentation now. At least I can't see it.
I don't see it either, Derek.
You need to reshare it.
Still don't see it, Derek.
I'm working. I almost got it. How about now?
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
My apologies. The left photo shows the roof drain pipings. It's the black pipe running in the ceiling and down the wall. The right photo shows the roof drain bodies. One's the primary drain, one is the overflow drain. This photo depicts the HVAC piping. Left photo, you can see the copper lines up in the ceiling. This will be the supply and return to support the HVAC system. The right photo shows you down the corridor. If you look at the top of the photo, you see some pipe hangers. Ultimately, that pipe laying on the floor will be put up in those hangers. This photo is you're looking out from the east elevation of the new addition. This is where the new car loop will be. Right. This photo is the baseball field, softball field. You can see the new fencing, concrete slabs for the dugouts. That material that you see in the dirt, that's a French drain system, which is a subsurface drainage system. Consists of filter fabric, crushed stone. Beneath that crushed stone is a perforated pipe. Really helps to get the water off the field quickly. The one benefit of all the rain that we've had over the past couple weeks or months is that we've really been able to see how the field is draining before the sod was put on it. And I'm told after heavy rain, even hours of it, there's really no standing water out there. So it was a good trial run before they actually put the grass down. This is the final photo, just showing the final grading for the new fields. And like I said, on Wednesday, they should be on site with the grass. They're thinking about 5 days. That's if it's uninterrupted with weather. So I would say by the end of next week, that field should be fully sodded. The irrigation's about 85% complete, and tomorrow on Wednesday, they'll be buttoning that up as well. So that concludes the update for December. Any questions or comments?
Thank you for presenting that. It's just so, it's like, I can't believe how quick, how it's coming along. So it looks really great to see this, the progress that we're making every month. So although it seems like because of the rain, you said things might be a little behind, it's nice to know at least for the drainage for that field that it seems to be working correctly. So it's.
Yes.
So maybe, Barbara, just a layman's question there. So the sod's going down, the intent is that that'll be there over the winter and then it will just flourish in the spring, or?
Correct. So it will be dormant when it goes down.
Okay.
And then once you get that snap of heat in April or so, it'll start to what they call knit and bind itself to the ground and to the pieces attached to it. So it's not uncommon for it to be done this time of year. It's just important that there's no activities on it until, you know, probably a month after that first knitting process happens.
Right. That's going to be great for us to know, to make sure that nobody gets on that side before it gets a chance to really establish itself.
Yes, that's definitely a key component to this.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And with the rain, there has been, I think we calculated since October, we had 17 rain days that really interrupted work. But
wow,
fortunately, they got a good jump on the project, and we still feel good about the schedule. We, you know, pending a really bad winter, and once we get this roof on, you know, the weather really won't affect us at all. So we still feel like we're in a good position with schedule. It's just, we would be better if we didn't have all the rain that we've recently been having. Any other questions?
Derek, I remember last time you presented to the board, you might have had to rebid something. How did that work out?
Correct. So that's the phone system upgrades. We had one bidder that misunderstood the plans and did not bid the appropriate scope. Another bidder also confused some of the requirements within the specifications. So I believe those are being rejected formally by the board this evening, and the rebid is going out a week from today, I believe, and then probably be awarding that project or putting in a recommendation to award in the month of January. And I believe the board is also awarding the storage building this evening, which was the other half of that bidding a couple weeks ago. Other questions or comments?
Like we're all set.
All right. Well, have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
And Jim, wherever you are.
Thank you. Good night.
So at this time, we will move on to public commentary number 1, which is for items of board business, which is our personnel, finance, and policy, although we do not have any policy on this evening. So is there anybody with, for public commentary number 1? Matt, is there a?
You currently have 0 callers, Barbara. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Barbara, we do have Anna Jacobs with us in case there's any questions in Spanish. And then when it gets to the updates on COVID and remote learning, I'd like her to just translate.
Okay. Julie or Carrie, are people still writing in questions at this time, or are we just doing strictly through phone through LTV?
Not at this time, Barbara. We're doing it strictly through LTV, so that way there's no loss of communication.
Great. All right.
Or any lack of communication between the different resources. So we're just doing it strictly by call-in.
Okay, sounds good. So in that case, if there are no calls at this time, we are going to move on to our items of personnel, the first 5 of which we've taken care of already. Carrie.
Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you, Barbara. So we will start with F, which is the appointment of Juana Luja. She was one of our teaching assistants, and she is going to fill in for us as a temporary English as a second language teacher. So we're excited to have Juana on board. G is the appointment of Dylan Cucci, teaching assistant, leave replacement. If you remember last meeting, Morgan Bach, one of our teaching assistants, became a special ed teacher. And so he is going to take her leave for the remainder of the year. So we're happy to have Mr. Cucci a part of the team. H, our early morning support for Holly Negron and Heather Elliston. Sorry, she just got married, so I have to get used to the new name. And as per the STA contract, I are substitutes that we have on, and if there are anybody else out there who would like to sub in some capacity, please call the school. We really, really need subs. J, our stipend position appointments. We said that as we see the need for appointments to support our teachers and our students, we would add them on throughout the year. K is the amendment. Liz's resignation for Elizabeth Mallins. We just had to amend her date from the 24th to the 27th. L is a leave of absence for Kimberly DeGiorgi. M is a leave of absence for Amanda Pond. N is a medical leave for employee 1427. O is the resignation of Eric Casal, principal. And P is a settlement agreement and general release. Are there any questions from the board regarding personnel?
No, Carrie, thank you very much. I'm just looking at an older version here. So we're actually, right now, we're just looking at F through P at this time. I had something additional in there, which, so is that correct?
There was, correct, there was a bilingual, is that what you see on there, Barbara?
Yes. Okay, that had been,
yes,
that's not here. Okay.
The person declined. So again, I will make a plea to the public. If you know anyone who has clerical skills and is bilingual, please, please, please reach out to us. We need a bilingual office assistant.
Okay. So if there are no questions from the board, then at this time, do I have a motion to move personnel items F through P to a consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Mike, you have some finance information items for us, and then the regular financial items with resolution.
Yes. Yeah, the first item in the informational is the appropriation status report, which brings you through to November 30th. Item B is the revenue status report, also bringing you through November the 30th. And those are the only two items we have in the informational items for finance. Under finance, the first item is item A, is the award of the GC2 bid for the storage shed building. Item B is to rescind and rebid the telephone project. Item C is the Eastern Suffolk BOCES transportation contract. Item D is the approval of the budget vote and election calendar for this coming year to get ready for 21-22 year. Item E is a budget transfer in order to handle the settlement agreement. And that is it under finance.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. Do I need to do the resolution for the awarding the bid to the storage shed separately?
Yeah, I would do that, Barbara, so I can, because I probably have to send something certified to the architects. So maybe we can do that separately.
Okay. Yep. So be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby awards base bid number GC-2 for storage building to JNH Construction Group Incorporated in the amount of $9,730.90. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And do I have a motion to move the remaining finance items B through E to consent agenda?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Harry, we have a education item here.
Yes. That is just our regular monthly CSE and CPSE recommendations for the board.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Be it
welcome.
resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the recommendation from the Committee on School Special Education and Committee on Special Education, CPSE case number 1, CSE cases 1 through 5. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll go on to the principal's report. Christine Clary, if you'd like to.
Okay, just really one item that's coming up. We're very excited to welcome back this Friday, December 11th, our K through 2 students. We've been busy preparing the classrooms with the appropriate desks and desk shields and face shields, and going over our safety protocols. And we're ready. We are ready for them. And I want to thank our teachers again, and Miss Mondini, and everybody who's pitched in and helped out, the custodians, in getting everything ready and set up. On the 14th, which is Monday, we will be inviting back some of our students, about 90 of our students in grades 3 through 8, for early morning extra help. So thank you to the board for approving that. Because of your generosity, we are able to help support 90 extra struggling students in the mornings on the days where they come in to learn with their cohorts, until they come back, which is for grades 3 through 5. They come back on January 15th. I'm sorry. They'll be back on January 15th. And then we will continue the extra help until February 8th for our 6 through 8 kids, because they will return on February 8th, if everything stays according to plan. So thank you again for the opportunity, and thank you to the teachers who signed up to provide the extra help and the extra instruction for the kids who need it the most.
Great, thanks, Christine. I'm happy we're able to do that for our kids, and as you said, that our teachers are, willing to step up to do that. We know they all need some more, some teacher time where they can get it. So that's great. Thank you. Deb, do you want to go ahead with the superintendent report?
I'll start with enrollment, Barbara. We are up 1 student from the last time we reported out. But again, if we look at the students that are being home taught by their parents and add that to the group, we're only 11 students behind where we were last year at this time. We still see some influx of students from East Hampton to Springs, Springs to East Hampton, back and forth to Hampton Bays. So it still seems to be a similar trend to previous years. That's on enrollment. Superintendent's update. It continues to be an evolving situation when it comes to COVID. Every day we get new information from our governor. I want to clarify right up front that our CDC, the federal government, did come out with new guidelines. But as of today, when I left the office at 3 o'clock, New York State Department of Health, Suffolk County Department of Health has not recognized the new CDC guidelines, which basically cuts your quarantine time down from 14 to 10 and to 7 if you get tested. I know parents have been calling, but right now, federal government guidelines have to be at least the minimum standard. New York State many times exceeds the minimum standards, and that is what our governor is currently doing. He is not ready to reduce the quarantine time from 14 to 10. So I just want to put that out front because I know that's where we've gotten the most phone calls recently. I do want to again acknowledge our teachers, our parents who continue to communicate with us as soon as they know anything regarding a positive COVID case. In some cases, the phone calls come as early as 6 o'clock in the morning and sometimes come as late as 9 o'clock at night. And we're all aware of that, and we are being very flexible and patient, but we need the information as soon as you have it. Since our last board meeting, we have had 5 positive cases. They have been all students. We have followed the guidelines with a look back of 48 hours. So if a student either is sick or test positive, sometimes those collide and they're on the same day. Sometimes the symptoms appear the day before a test. So the look back goes back 48 hours from the symptom, and other times it's 48 hours from the test, especially if a student has no symptoms. The New York State Department of Health COVID reporting process includes a new portal to enter information regarding positive cases. Every school district is filling in the information into this portal. This portal just holds 10 contacts. If a district has more than 10 contacts, they have to revert back to the old Excel sheet and put in the information on the Excel sheet. What we are no longer doing for the Department of Health is sharing with them the room footage, the information about masks, the information about windows being open, social distancing, ventilation. Those determinations are being made by the school district. One of the things we are continuing to provide the Department of Health with is these close contacts. We're determining that close contact, but we have a definition to go by. The close contact is 6 feet or within 6 feet for more than 10 minutes, masked or unmasked. I had an opportunity to speak to the Department of Health at length last Wednesday. It's rare that you get somebody on the phone because you're so busy, but when you do, you take advantage of that phone call. It's still important for us to get our information in by 2:30. Unfortunately, today, our case was much later in the day reported to us, so we did not make the 2:30 time slot, so I probably will not hear back from the Department of Health until their meeting tomorrow after 2:30. Our decisions have been made on the air of caution, so we apologize for the classes that have had to quarantine, but we know that the spread is not occurring in our schools. It's not occurring in our schools because of the mitigating factors that we've been implementing. There was a recent survey that went out to our students, our parents really, and our staff regarding testing. I want to just review that, and please encourage more of our parents to approve of the testing for their students. Our governor has defined microclusters, and he defines them in the yellow, orange, and red zone. Currently, several districts on Long Island, particularly on the East End, have been designated in the yellow zone, and they've already begun testing school staff and students. They're almost out of that yellow zone, believe it or not, and they started 2 weeks ago. Our district is finalizing its plans to test. These plans will be utilized only if we end up in the yellow zone or we get requested by the Department of Health to test. And that was the case at John Marshall's last week on Friday. They were not in the yellow zone, but they were requested to test. And when they do that and the numbers are low, it helps the community numbers become lower. The first step in our process is to identify who is willing to be tested. Only students and staff that volunteer will have a chance to be tested. As a district, we need at least 123 students. As of this afternoon, we had about 92 and 32 staff members to volunteer to be tested. As of this afternoon, we had 30% of our staff volunteer to be tested. This is aligned with not only the yellow zone regulations, but also the orange for 20%. On the red side, it's 30%. If you wish to volunteer your child to be tested, please complete the willingness test survey, which is still out. Please note that you may change your mind at any time, and this survey is not a binding agreement. The more we test, the more we show schools are safe and can remain open to in-person instruction. The second step in the process is to obtain consent from parents for their child to be tested. So anyone who's already indicated their approval, we will be sending you a consent form. The volunteer consent forms do go into a database, and then randomly we select the students to be tested if we have more than 20%. A parent or guardian in the Springs case must accompany their child for the test. The final steps of the process will be to administer the test at a date and location to be determined, and then inform the volunteers if they test positive or negative. The district will be in charge of community test results to each person that is tested, and in the case of a positive test, give quarantine instructions and support immediately. I appreciate everybody's cooperation. This is not easy work, but it's really important work for our community particularly. The New York State Department of Health will provide the rapid test kits for the virus to the local health department. Suffolk County Department of Health will assist in testing. That's what they did over at John Marshall on Friday. Springs would be required to train our nurses, which are getting trained tomorrow, to assist if needed. School administration and clerical staff, along with some of our TAs who are bilingual, will assist with the registration and report to the New York State Department of Health the results. Testing will be provided at no cost to the parents and staff. 40 to 50 individuals can be tested within an hour. That's, again, based on what happened at John Marshall. So we would select a Wednesday because we think that that would be the least disruptive in case a teacher does test positive. It would impact that class in the middle of the day. Orange zone will require 20% testing over 4 weeks. Red zone will require 30% testing over 4 weeks. New as per the governor, no school closures are required under any zones. He is really stressing that schools are safe and that's where children belong. He did announce today that teachers are considered essential workers and will be one of the first to be vaccinated, along with your health workers and your essential workers like who work in grocery stores. The governor continues to stress that the spread is not coming from our schools. Every day we are open is a gift. Every day I am grateful to see staff in our buildings and doing their jobs, and I thank them for showing up every day. I know this is not easy for them. And I thank our parents for entrusting us with their children and sending them to school every day. On another note, I want to publicly thank the Spring School Outreach Committee, who was able to assist 50 families in need with food and coats. Special thanks to Jess Vickers, Toby Mackey, Teresa Lam, and everyone who made this possible. It was extremely important this year among everything else that was happening that we help our community. You heard from Student Council tonight. The students are struggling to have some semblance of normal. There is a fundraiser out there for our 8th graders. What that will look like for their end of the year activities, we don't know, but we want them to know that we're here to support them. There's also a light show that our PTA is putting on the 20th of December, along with our fire department on the 19th is doing a holiday parade. So all these things that bring some normalcy to us is real important in going forward. And if I can just ask Anna, just to reiterate the testing requirements, if the parents have not signed on for testing, they can accompany their child. They should accompany their child for testing. I'd appreciate that we still need a few more parents to sign on to have the 20%.
Thanks, Deb. I have a question. When you said they're requiring a certain percentage of testing, what happens if you don't get that percentage? Because you said there's no scenario in which schools are closed. Does it testing, is that what allows schools to stay open? I mean, what?
Yes, that's what allows schools to stay open. So if we don't get the 20%, we may not be able to stay open for in-person learning.
It looks like we're at the right percentage for teachers. It's just getting word out with the parents, and is that correct?
Yes, and we're close, Barbara. We're close. We maybe need another 30 students, and I know that there were some questions, so that's why I wanted to clarify that, yes, parents can absolutely accompany their child for testing. We're going to do it on a Wednesday where all the children are remote, and we are going to have familiar faces there underneath our mask. Our nurses, Nurse Girardi and Nurse Gurney will be there, as well as your administrators. Some familiar faces from the TAs that speak Spanish will help make this a very smooth activity. It's not uncomfortable. It's very quick. 45 tests done in an hour is just amazing.
Deb, would that also include your pre-K kids?
I could ask that question.
And Deb, is this the rapid testing?
Yes, it is the rapid test.
That may
That's
get you to your percentage if you included your pre-Ks.
I think we could make that arrangement.
Okay.
We're working with the Department of Health to do the initial. If we end up in the yellow zone, we have to do the testing all ourselves. It's the initial one that the Department of Health will help us with.
Okay.
So do we have to have a minimum of that percentage, or can we test more than that percent? Or is that, once you reach 20%, you cut off, and anyone else who is volunteering, you just say, no, thank you, we don't need you today, you can do it another time?
It depends on the number of tests available in the time frame. Like, I went over to look at John Marshall on Friday, and they were anticipating on being there till 4, and they were done by 2. So it goes pretty quickly, and I don't believe they turned anybody away. It's by appointment. We would set up all the appointments. Is Anna with us, that she could just make that pitch for our population to fill out the survey if they haven't filled it out yet?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Anna.
So just want me to give a summary of the survey option?
Yeah. Yeah, if you could, stress that that's really important. We're not in the yellow zone yet, but in order for our schools to stay open for in-person learning, we need to have more parents sign on for voluntarily testing their children.
Okay. Buenas noches, familias de habla hispana. Les habla la señora Jacobs. Nada más para aclarar lo que la superintendente, la señora Winter, estaba hablando de la última novedad acerca del COVID-19. Todavía la escuela de Springs no está en una zona amarilla, pero en preparación, por si acaso, ¿verdad? Entraríamos a una zona amarilla. Tenemos que tener cierto porcentaje, cierta cantidad, 20% de pruebas que hay que hacerles a estudiantes, maestros y personal. Entonces, se va a mandar una encuesta, o ya la mandaron una encuesta, para ver si los padres pueden traer a sus hijos como estudiantes a que sean voluntarios para que se les haga la prueba del COVID. Todavía nos hacen falta unos padres que traigan a sus hijos, pero ellos no tienen que venir solos, pueden venir los miércoles, que es cuando no tienen que venir a clases en persona, y pueden acompañar a sus hijos, ¿verdad? Para que no vengan a hacerse una prueba de esas solos. Y van a ver personal de la escuela, caras familiares, caras que ellos conocen debajo de la máscara. ¿Verdad? Muchos, puede que yo esté ahí, no sé, puede que otros que ellos conozcan. Entonces, para que ellos se sientan a gusto y ustedes también estén a gusto y tranquilos de que a ellos se les haría la prueba con gente que ellos conocen, y es nada más para prepararnos por si acaso entramos a la zona amarilla. But I just mentioned what you just said, if you want me to say. I don't know if there's any other specifics of that test that you want me to.
And you also translated a clarification on the testing that went out to our parents in an email as well. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm sorry, Deb, do we have a date for this testing yet or no?
No date yet.
Okay. Maybe Anna,
Todavía
you
no
just want to
tenemos
say
una
that.
fecha fija. Sorry. Todavía no tenemos una fecha fija para empezar esas pruebas, pero ahí me imagino que la escuela les avisaría. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
Deb, any more information for COVID relating to our school or, well?
No, as I said, we have really good communication with our parents and our staff, and as soon as they have word of anything, they let us know. And that kind of communication is so important because of the timing on things. Just continue to notify us as soon as you have any concerns. If you have a question, you're not sure whether to send your child to school or not, continue to keep your children home when they're sick and they don't feel well. All of these things are really helping us keep everybody safe, our students and our staff.
Okay, thanks very much, Deb. Does the board have any other questions about anything for Deb at this time for the COVID-related matters?
Not COVID, no.
Or anything else?
Yes. The PTA. Deb, is there a way we could, I know you posted on the website, that PTA lighted for parking lot. It's a fundraiser. I think it's it's a fundraiser, and they're looking for donations to the businesses. Can we share that with the LTV visitors by putting this on the screen, the PTA thing they put on the website?
I can try. Is John Gibbons with us?
If not, I mean, it's on the 20th, and they're looking for donations and families to decorate a spot, correct?
Correct. And companies are definitely welcome. In fact, our electricians should try to do a little competition here. That's what we're hoping, Pat, is that this really takes off. And next year we make a competition to see who.
Okay, we lost you. Lost you. Lost you there, Deb. Lost you.
I just lost service too, Pat, but I'm just back on again.
Okay, me too.
Can you see this?
No.
No? Okay.
But maybe we invite everybody to please visit our website and they can see what the PTA is doing. I think it's a great idea because they're having a hard time doing fundraisers. I know the 8th grade trip with my son as an 8th grader is having a tough time doing fundraisers for, to raise money for that trip if we have one. So any little help we can give to PTA would be great.
You got it.
Thanks.
Okay, hopefully we'll get Deb back here in a minute.
She was probably trying to share the screen, the website screen.
Probably, yes. So, I'm just looking at the.
There she is.
That's what I get for trying to figure it out. I lost myself.
Bye.
Pat, we will try to send that over to LTV and see if they can post it for us.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
So, Deb, where is this going to be happening?
It's in the parking lot, in the back. We're selling.
Yeah, it says on there, they're going to be occupying the parking spots, decorate your spot vehicles, safely spread social distance holiday cheer as our students and community drive through what is known as Spring School Car Line.
Okay.
Right? I guess I got a plan. And I guess about to bring them on power. We lost everybody. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yay! That's it.
If he goes to the next screen, it tells more.
That's the only screen I have.
Oh, you did a great job then.
Hold on, I'll copy and paste this one too.
That's great though.
Thank you, Christine. It's what I get for trying. I lost everything.
Here's
There
the
it is. Yeah.
The fire department is going to be there. They're going to be our anchor at the end of Edsholtz Lane. So thank the
Okay.
fire department. Yep.
Cool. I guess with any details, we'll call the PTA and find out what they need.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you,
Well,
Christine.
here.
Board member, or does anyone have any other items of old business that they want to go over at this time? Board? Okay. Then at that time, I will now say it's time for public commentary number 2. If anybody has a comment or a question that they'd like to make, you are limited to 3 minutes. And you can call in using the phone number that LTV had or has up on the screen. Matt, has anybody called in?
You have 0 callers, Barbara. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that means we've answered everybody's questions about things. Deb, you were very thorough in your presentation. Anna, thank you for your translating. And if we still do not have any calls coming in, then at this time, do I have, well, actually, well, I'll just say that our next, we're having a work session on the 21st. That will actually be our next meeting. Because we switched our meetings around this month. So at this time, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody, have a good
Thanks.
evening.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.